Hi everybody, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Veronica. I am a mommy, I am a wife, and I am an attorney. And I just started a blog called Littleguts. So this is my first post, this is my introductory post. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the blog. I'm going to tell you the why of the blog and the format. So as I said, I'm a mommy, I'm a wife, and I'm a lawyer. I am the mom to a very special little boy. His name is Nathaniel. He's 3.5 years old and he's developmentally delayed. He has made incredible, mind-blowing progress in his developmental delay over the last 10 months since he was diagnosed with his delay. And the purpose of this blog is I want to share our roadmap with you and with all other parents so that they don't feel alone, they don't feel powerless, and they are empowered to help their children and start working with their children and healing their children right now, immediately. So that is the purpose of my blog. My blog is Littleguts. It's centered around 3 things. The first thing is developmental delay. The second thing is gut health. And the third thing is early intervention. So those 3 things have become my absolute passion since our DDay, which I'll discuss a little later in the blog today, Diagnosis Day. And we have seen amazing results. Diagnosis Day is a very difficult day because as parents, we're out of control for the first time. So that's the purpose of Littleguts. So let's get into a little bit about the why behind my blog. So as every other good millennial, I started following fitness blogs, fashion blogs. I took my own selfies, I took my own fitness pictures, I posted them, I shared them. And then one day I thought, what is it that I'm most passionate about? What is it that I live and breathe every day? What is it that I spend my every free moment researching and networking and finding out new things about? And of course, that was gut health and developmental delay because it's such a huge part of my day with my son. And I also thought about how I felt as a parent when we got a diagnosis. I felt helpless, I felt powerless. For the first time, it was something that I just couldn't control. And there's no resource, there's no one resource that you can go to for a single roadmap. You have to look in all these different places, all these different websites, all these different things, and I wanted there to be a resource, one place that parents can go, look up different gut health things that they can do to start really making an impact with their kids. This is something that I wanted parents to be able to be empowered by. And I didn't want it to matter whether or not you have health insurance, whether you don't have health insurance, whether you have a high school degree or high school diploma, college degree, master's degree. I want something that you can be able to do starting right now with your child. Because that's what I needed and that's what I found and that's what I've learned along the way. Most importantly, I want parents to know that they are not alone. There are so many of us out there. I think I read on the CDC website, I think one in 25 kids has some kind of a developmental delay. This blog is geared towards developmental delay generally. A lot of things will be geared towards autism, ADHD, neurological disorders such as that. Obviously, I am not a doctor. I am not going to try to substitute myself to your doctor's advice. This is just something that's complimentary because I'm not going to be suggesting anything crazy to do with your kids. I'm not going to be suggesting any, psychotropic medications or anything weird. It's all natural, holistic stuff. At best, you'll experience amazing healing like we have. At worst, you're going to make your kids' gut a lot healthier. A lot of kids that have developmental delays and autism are prone to gut issues, a lot of bowel movement issues. So most of them start off with a leaky gut. So let's talk about the format of the blog. Each week, I'm going to aim at having 2 different posts. One post will be from me. It will be a general gut health, developmental delay, early intervention post. So it could be anything from a recipe that will help with some leaky gut symptoms, to the supplements that I've been doing with my son, which are mostly what's called the Nemechek protocol, which I will talk about more in depth in another post. It could be sensory activities to try with your child, different activities, different ways to work with your child to overcome certain issues that they may have. And then another will feature one of the experts who has been working with Nathaniel, and they'll kind of talk about their individual area of expertise and how their area impacts the developing brain and how their therapy has impacted Nathaniel and in turn can impact a child with a developmental delay or autism. So that is my format that this blog will take. I'll have a series of videos, and then I'll try to write out like an outline so that if you don't have the time to watch the video, it's something easy for you to kind of just look at a glance. So I titled my blog DDay. Well, the first post of my blog, DDay. And that is because DDay symbolizes 2 things in the Littleguts world. So the first thing is it symbolizes Diagnosis Day. That's what I call it. So D-Day, you may have had your D-Day or not had your D-Day. Our D-Day was January 17th, 2018, and it was pretty earth-shattering and life-changing, to be honest. So that's the first significance for Littleguts of D-Day. And the second is historically, D-Day is seen as a change of course, a different kind of operation. And Littleguts is just that. Littleguts is going to take gut health and apply it to developmental delay and early intervention, which are also crucial in helping our children reach the milestones that they have missed out on. So that's the significance of D-Day for Littleguts. And, you know, D-Day for me was a total change in course. I mean, we walked into our D-Day appointment. I was, you know, I obviously knew something was wrong because I got the ball rolling to get all of these interventions and all these evaluations done. But in the back of your mind as a parent, you are still semi in denial. And I know I was thinking, I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to have these experts tell me that I'm just being silly and my son is just developing at a different pace. But instead, I walked out with an expert opinion that was worse than what I actually originally thought. So it was pretty shocking, as it is for any parent, to get a diagnosis, and it was earth-shattering. The first feelings I remember were just helplessness, being powerless. You want what's best for your child, and for the first time, you don't know if you can give them that. You start thinking back to anything you may have done or not done that could have caused these issues, especially if you don't have a family history of it. And Littleguts is created for that very reason, to give you tools, to give you a roadmap so you don't feel helpless. I don't feel helpless anymore. I feel very empowered. I feel so encouraged. I'm no longer looking at the future with anxiety as I used to and I'm not wondering, oh gosh, what does the future hold for my son? I'm excited for what the future holds for him. And I know that he's just going to keep improving because of the healing that we've seen. And again, it's mostly gut health stuff, and that creates a good environment for you to be able to do those early interventions with them. I don't want any parent to feel isolated or afraid like I did. There's a huge community of us out there, and this hopefully will also be a networking tool to find other like-minded parents who share similar experiences, similar issues, and similar goals for their children, which is to be the best version that they could possibly be of themselves. And if you've had your D-Day, some of you may not have because your children maybe are too young to get an official diagnosis, but if you've had your D-Day, you know that they don't really talk about healing. Your appointments consist of, at least for neurological disorders such as ADHD and autism, Your appointments consist of, doing some genetic tests, doing some questionnaires, the doctor asking you questions about your child's behavior, but there's no beacon of hope given to you as far as healing. You're given a list of providers to start, a myriad of different therapies, and that's it. That's what your appointments consist of. So you're still kind of in the dark, even though you're seeing experts and medical experts in the field. They just don't address healing. And just to give you kind of an idea of the kind of healing that we're talking about, since I don't want to be vague, on our DDay, he scored in the first percentile for speech. He was nonverbal. He scored in the first percentile because he can't score in the 0 percentile. Right now, 9 months later, he is in the 10th percentile for speech, meaning he's actually on the map. He's speaking in sentences. It's just mind-blowing that we've gone from a nonverbal child to a child speaking in sentences in such a short amount of time. So as you can see, that kind of progress is just so encouraging that there's no way that I can't share it with anyone that'll listen, essentially. So that is a kind of progress that you can potentially see with your child, since that's what we've seen as well. The one thing as a lawyer that I did learn in law school is we learned how to research, and that's what I've been doing tirelessly since my DDay, is I've been researching peer-reviewed studies, I've been researching websites, I've been researching different protocols, different supplements, I've done anecdotal research with people. So this is everything that I spent many sleepless nights doing, all at your fingertips and all in one place. So I'll have links to the supplements that I bought, and again, these are the websites where I found that they cost the least, and you'll get them the fastest. And I'll have links to different things, different studies, if I'm citing a study. So use this as a roadmap. Like I said, Littleguts is your roadmap, your one-stop place to get information for your child and for yourself. You don't have to feel powerless anymore. There's so many of us out there. There's so much healing that's possible for your child, and I want your child to be the best version of him or herself that he or she can be. So thank you for listening to my first blog post for Littleguts. I'm really excited to share everything that I've learned with you. I'm excited to share healing with you, and that's it. And my motto is that if you've got questions, I've got answers. Thank you for listening.